All right, Luke. Guide 25. That's what we're up to now. It's the 25th story order. The 2016 Bolt Mosquito MK6, which is a Chevy Camaro. So that's where we'll pick up this guide. Go ahead and take that order. And we'll just take her over to the car wash and just give her a quick buff once over. And then we can look at the order sheet and determine where we want to go. I'm assuming this guy wants some body work done. I'm just guessing. I mean, if you look at it, seems to be missing something here. Maybe a little here. We'll see. All right, let's check the order. We have 6 pages excuse me, of undiscovered parts. Repair or replace body parts. Yeah, you think? So I'm going to do this, just eyeballing what's looks bad. Those panels actually look good. Okay. And I'll move the car to lifter A. I'm going to pop over to our repair. Body panels you can repair here. Okay, so the ones I pulled off are unrepairable. We look at body panels. We need a trunk, windshield, door, hood. And these we'll just sell. Go straight to the bodywork station. Trunk, windshield, door, and a hood. And just go to part mount. And we'll start adding the parts in. The ones we don't have, we'll just hit X, which adds it to your part list. And going back to what we don't have the right fender, right door window. I think I passed over something. Front bumper, tail light. Did I buy the rear bumper? I think we did. We'll buy a couple of license plates. Missed this window apparently. The right side mirror, missed. And plate I bought. I don't think we bought either headlight. Alright, I think his body is back together. Yep. And that we didn't really even have to look at the list. Just kind of looked at the car, took off the parts that were bad, and then slowly replaced the parts that you knew you had to replace. Change coolant, change power steering fluid, headlight alignment, wheel alignment, windshield washer fluid refill. Alright, so I can tell you we're doing engine work on this bad boy. So I'm just going to go straight into the tools, drain this. That bottle looks bad. Nothing there. there. Just gonna go ahead and drain the brake fluid too. Alright, that stuff's done. Then go to the onboard scanner. We'll do a quick onboard scan. Got one bad ignition coil. Interesting. Engine can't be started, so we can't do a compression test. We can check the electrodigitals. Probably can't be started because of that one bad ignition coil. At least. Alternator. Radiator fan housing fans are bad. The radiator itself looks bad as well. Tires bad. 72, 72, 69, 73. The tires are okay. Field test can't be started. Alright, well, let's start tearing down what we know. Got the radiator. Radiator fan housing B. Alright, radiator's addressed. And I'm going to pop out here and just go to examine mode. And start examining other things that we can examine. And I'm just guessing those coolant bottles and washer fluid bottles are going to need to be replaced. And there's a lot top end on this car that's bad. Cross member's bad. Oh geez. That's never good. Excuse me. Little exhaust trouble back there, it looks like. Might just have a little bit of everything on this car that's broke. Rear suspension looks bad. On the rear suspension on the right looks bad. Rear right, left doesn't look bad. Alright, well that kind of gives us a game plan of where we're heading. Let's check the bill here. Coolant reservoir. Windshield washer reservoir. I thought those were bad. Coolant reservoir, windshield washer reservoir. There we go, that's done. I almost want to get this engine started before we do a full teardown. Maybe if we can just get her started up, we can kind of test on it and see if we have to pull the whole motor. So it's this side that's bad. That cylinder 1 was bad. we just need one, technically. Yeah, let's just see if this allows us the option of compression testing. Nope, still can't be. What else was on our list? Alternator. Let me cover. I don't think the alternator would make it not start. But well, the heads look bad, so let's just go ahead and pull the motor. We got suspension work we got to do too. Those rims look terrible too, actually. This is just how I would approach this car. Not necessarily how you'd have to approach it, Luke. You could do it differently if you wanted. There we go. Drive shafts off. Let's pull the starter. Then we'll pull off the trans. Oh, maybe. Where's that other bolt? Take these front exhaust pieces off. And drain the oil. That back. Wrap that out of the air. Pull the engine. And let's install it on the stand. We'll just tear it down. Excuse me. Ugh. Maybe we'll get lucky and some of these engine parts are repairable parts. It's always nice. These spark plugs. All right, let's start tearing down some of the front. Probably got a bad water pump just based on how it looks. Can't remember if that tested out bad. It might have. steering pump looks bad. Clutch buried. Ooh wee. Timing cover. Close that off. Excuse me. Get these rockers off and then we'll pull out the push rods. Now, what have you guys been watching lately? Okay. Alright, that is out. A couple more push rods. Grab this exhaust manifold. Alright, that is out. Spark plugs. Should be able to take these heads off now. Nope. Probably got to get this arm off first. Get the head. Yep. Alright, pop these bolts off, and that head is out. Now these pistons on this side, there's a little bit of surface material on them. They don't look bad. Pull the oil pan. I'd hate to get stuck with another situation where the rings were bad. That was somewhat irritating when we had done this on a story car a few cars before. Just eyeballed everything and said, hey, this looks okay. And then we come to find out that, oh, the rings are bad. You got to pull the whole engine out again and take care of the rings. So we might just pull these pistons. Just look at them. We can repair the rod caps and the camshaft bearings. Yep, I think that's what we're going to do. Just so that we're looking at the rings. Could even re-ring the dang thing. Just to be on the safe side. I almost feel like you get this far into a job, you just keep going till you're done. There we go. Whole engine's broke down. Let's see, what do we want to repair? $11 to repair a starter, sure. 87, we're gonna avoid that. 36 bucks. I'm not upset about that. Intake manifold, sure. Like I said, I almost feel like this is just covering our butt, and it doesn't take that long. And if it gets you good at doing the minigame, why not? Now I'll go ahead and just repair everything here. Alright, then we can look at the engine parts here. We'll sort by condition. Radiator we already addressed. Coolant reservoir we did. Yep. Ignition coil we already did, actually. That we did already too. Everything else is above 66%, including the rings, so we're fine. I suppose we could always double check on the order itself, which is in the car, and make sure there was no other engine parts. Probably not. I think this is all suspension. Alright, I'll pop back in here. Go to our store. Fan housing we bought. What else did I add that we didn't need? Yeah, we'll figure it out. Ignition coils, yeah. Engine head cover. Idler rollers we have a bunch of. Our steering pump we don't. Water pump we don't. House manifold. An arm. Crankshaft pulley. Idler roller bees we have a bunch. Timing cover. And a throttle. Alternator will be at the accessory shop. Done. That should be enough to put the engine back together. Alright, pistons back in with their new rod cap. Well, repaired rod caps, I should say. Camshaft bearings. Get all the repaired rod caps on. Spoke too soon. Rod cap. There we go. Oil pan. Oil fill tray. Idler rollers. Put on the flywheel. Clutch plate. Clutch pressure plate. And the clutch release bearing. I just put a new one on. It's fine. Our steering pump. Put in the cam. Cam gear. Timing chain. Timing cover. And a crankshaft bearing. Water pump. Let's rotate the engine here. Water pump pulley. Serpentine belt 1. Another pulley. Get the head on. Okay. Put in the new push rods, or the original push rods. They were fine. Ugh. Put on the rocker arms. I feel it's best to just have your mechanic kind of stand right above the head like this. Aim towards the back of the rocker, click and click. Click and click. Snaps them right into place. Especially when you don't have to worry about the position of which, one goes where. This one we have to put the 100% one on that first spot. Actually, yeah, it was the first spot on this side. Alright, ignition coils are in. DOS manifolds. Hop in there and get those sparky plugs in. Engine head on this side. And push rods. Followed by the rocker arms. Rockers. There we go. New exhaust manifold. And then the subsequent sparky plugs. Engine head cover. There we go. Got it. Manifold here. New fuel rails, or repaired fuel rails, probably. Better term. Pop the throttle on the front. Get this arm on so we can put the alternator on. Serpentine belt. And pulley. That engine looks good. I think we got all the pieces. Take it off the stand. Walk it over here to the cherry picker. Install engine. Then we move it out of the way. Then we can put the coolants in. Coolant. Washer fluid. Top off power steering. And we'll top off the brake fluid. Okay. Then we'll pop her a little further up in the air. And we'll address these front suspension problems. I wonder if the rim is bad. Pulled the rim. I didn't say anything about the rim. Okay. Brake system looks bad, but we'll see if that pops up on the list. And you're about to see the big advantage to having all those spare parts we purchased. Well, I didn't mean to take that exhaust piece off. This side's dressed. I'll put this front exhaust pieces back on at least. Unmount. Get the front suspension on this side. That wheel off. This wheel looks better. This brake looks okay. I'm not even going to pull it. End link. Dock. Tie rod. Rubber bushings. Drop this. Drop the lower suspension arm. Okay, steering rack and cross member. Alright, so we'll go to suspension, sort by condition. Just add these things just in case we don't have them, but I'm pretty sure we do. The one that I think we don't is cross member. I'm just going to go ahead and buy the cross member and just go to part mount. Steering rack, I did not have a steering rack. I do now. Front sway bar I didn't have. That one wasn't even bad, we replaced it. It's fine. Alright, this side looks done. Pop on these bearings here. Tie rod, knuckle. Lower suspension arm. Drop shock. Front wheel hub. I don't have a vented disc brake. Okay. I do have pads. A nice caliper. Alright, front suspension looks solid to me. Now we got rear stuff. Sway bar in link and a few parts that are not yet discovered, which I think is going to be in the rear here. Like this fuel pump and fuel tank. They look bad. Just do a quick search for fuel. Fuel pump. Fuel tank. Okay, 1% fuel tank. There, that's done. Part, oh, forgot to put on that exhaust piece. Alright, part unmount, take this wheel off. I think most of the suspension problems on this car were on this side, on the rear, when we examined it. So that's what we're going to tear down. And it looks like the brake is bad on this side too. Like I said, at some point you're going to get savvy about looking at parts and say, oh man, this part's no good. None of mas. Gotta get rid of this bad part. Diagnostic tools can help point you where you want to go, but often you're going to be able to just eyeball it and say, yep, this one's bad, let's replace it. When all else fails, you could just take it off, inspect it, see what it looks like. It makes it go pretty quick. Don't forget that little small rubber bushing there. Okay, I'm just going to go to car status. Did we miss any parts that are not yet discovered? Nope. So it was all in that rear side. Small rubber bushings. Okay, rim modern 4. So they did want us to replace that rim, that front rim. I go to examine mode. Yeah, that rim was red. So that rim is bad. So let's take that one off and separate those two rims. We'll go over here while that's separating, part mount, and we'll put the new parts on that we probably already have. I just heard the tire machine finish. Back to the tire machine. Separate that. Part mount. There it goes. Spring cap, rear spring, and a spring capper. Wheel hub. Wheel bearing. And a disc. I need a new one. Just a plain disc. Drive axle. New brake pad and new caliper. And then let's go this last rim off. And I think the rims were all shot, right? Yeah, they're shot. 20-inch rim 4s. So added a rim to the shopping list. 20-inch, 2 modern rim 4s. Buy. Install. The tire was 74%, so clearly the customer didn't want that repaired. That's fine. Install. Balance the wheel. And balance a wheel. Pop on the wheel. Pop up to the front, pop on that wheel. Then we'll slap the trans back on, which we did the nice thing and repaired for the guy. Pop on the starter, also repaired. Then we'll pop on the drive shaft. And I think all we got to do is align the wheels and the lights. Car status. All the repairs are done, just wheel and light alignment. So move it to the test path. Pop over here to our alignment tool. Front's aligned. Rear's aligned there. And rear's aligned. Alright, that's aligned. Grab the lights. Again, try to get this bright thing just in the middle, just below the line. Which is counterintuitive to what I thought it was initially. Okay. Lights and wheels aligned. $24,975 for all that work. Ah, probably would like a little engine oil, wouldn't he? You forget something like that, you leave a starter off, you pop a little oil, or forgot to pop some oil in. The game will tell you. The customer won't take it back. Alright, try this again. There we go. We leveled up and got another case. So let's go ahead and pop it right now and do number 1 and 2. Scrap and a barn map. Awesome. Add that to our list. We'll sell all parts, let's say below 63%. Still have some of that more to sell, so we'll sell everything below 75%. There we go. Shell that combo, shock, save. You're up to 72,000 and change. The next story car, whoo, 1970 Bolt Atlanta Trespasser, which is also a Chevy El Camino. So, adios. We'll see you in the next one when we do the Chevy El Camino. Lucas, Parker, and Isaac, I hope you enjoyed it. Take care.